Hi everyone, good to be back again. Now, don't know about you guys, but I always like to start with a nice fresh straight line of leather. You get that nice crisp finish now. Now here I'm measuring 1 foot lengths by about 12 mil. This will obviously depend on what bird you're making the anklets, the jesses for. In this instance they're for my male Harris hawks. Generally when I make them a foot long, by the time I've turned them over and made the button, I'm down to about 10 inches long. You can obviously then trim that up as you go, see how you get on. The leather I'm using, by the way, is kangaroo. I wouldn't use anything else. Now I'm cutting a nice point on the end of each one of these. Not a sharp point, a long point, because it's got to go through a small hole in a little while. So get yourself some bull nose pliers. And what I do is I turn over the end of the leather by about 10 to 12 mil. There you go, just turn that over. You don't want it too big, just give it a little squeeze with your pliers. I use pliers because you've got more control then. Trying to do this with your fingers, you can't get the tightness either, so you turn it over. So that's 2, that's 3, that's 4 times. I find 4 times gives you a good size button. Then when you turn it, when you put the pointy end through again, that's 5 times, so you get a good size button. Now when you're doing the hole for this, you don't want it a big sloppy hole. You want a really tight one, so that when you put the leather through, it's not going to come undone, and it's a really good fit. I'm yet to find a pair of hole cutters that actually do the job properly. I tend to buy good ones, but they always move when you try and start to squeeze them up. Now when you push this through, you just want to squeeze the opposite side, just so that you're sort of helping it out. Grab hold of the end with your bull nose pliers, and then just pull enough through so you can get a better grip, and then pull it through, and this is where you want your strength. You've got to really give it a good one now. Don't worry about ripping it. If it rips, you're using the wrong leather. Kangaroo leather's brilliant. And I always just give the button a gentle squeeze at the end there, just to make it more round. So as you're looking at that right now, that is a flying jessie. So I'm going to zoom forward. I don't want to bore you with making exactly the same thing. So at this point you've got 2 flying jessies, i.e. 2 straps without any holes in that they can get caught up in trees. And we're looking at about 10 inches here now, which are ideal. If you want them shorter, just trim them up. If you want them longer, that's a problem. So now a lot of guys will put 2 holes in here. They'll put a start hole and they'll put an end hole, and they'll join them up with a cut between the 2. I always do one at the top, usually about 1 inch down, the tiniest hole you can get on the hole cutters, and then a nice steady hand with your knife. From the centre of the hole I usually come back about 1.5 to 2 inches. Again, it's your own preference. Some people do 1 inch. I find they're a pain in the backside then to get on the over the swivel. That's basically it. So now you're looking at Mews jesses, M-E-W-S. Belvoir leather grease I use on a daily basis when I'm flying the birds. I take my Mews jesses off the hawks and the falcons in the van. I change them for flying jesses and put the bird on the roof, and I grease them up straight away. So there you go. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a good one.